Hi again, my name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm going to be doing another one of my brand videos, kind of a continuation from the last one. I decided to pick character toys that were featured on PBS. I've just been doing different types. I was doing specific like brands of plush that I like to pick up, but I decided I've had such positive response to these character toys. So I just thought I would refamiliarize all of us on just the different things you can be looking for at yard sales and thrift stores. Most of these are vintage. They're no longer being made, but kids love them. They are nostalgia for a lot of us. And I just want to feature as many of these types of videos as I possibly can. So if you're new to my channel, I try to put these out a couple of times a month. I've not been as great for doing it because I've been so busy processing stuff and getting listings up, and I just don't stop to do these as often as I would like to. And they are such a good reminder, even for me, to not just be going in and looking for plush or looking for the small toys. I need to be looking at the DVDs and the VHS and go through the linen, all of this stuff, because any of these treasures could be found in those parts of yard sales and thrift stores. How I do this is I go into eBay. All of these are based on eBay solds in the last 90 days. I go into eBay, I do a search, and then I filter by used and solds, and then I sort by highest price, and then I just kind of pick. Usually when I'm doing like plush brands, I pick like the highest dollar stuff down into like the medium range. But with these, I'm just showing you a large variety of the different types of things that you can buy that feature these particular characters. I also try to be as diligent as I can in doing my research. I use Terapeak to confirm the price that things have been sold for. I also go into the buyers, I always get this messed up. I go into the seller's feedback to see if feedback was left, because that way you know for sure it was a legitimate sale. But I also go into their store to make sure that it wasn't relisted and I didn't catch it. On the ones that feedback has been left for the buyer, I do make a little red note on the screen, but a lot of people don't leave feedback. I think for me, it's like 1 in 5 or 6 people actually leave feedback. So, I'm trying to do better myself especially when I'm buying supplies and stuff like that, to go ahead and leave feedback for anybody that I've had a transaction with on eBay. So I've picked 4 more characters. Let's get to it. All right, first one is the Big Comfy Couch featuring Molly and Lunette. Started off with books. That is something I have got to make myself do more often, is go look in kids' books, because you may be able to find, a set of these. This was a set of 6. Like I said, I've tried to pick a variety of things. This buyer did leave feedback for the seller, and these 6 books sold for $17.99. And then this was a puzzle. I've never seen this before. I'm always on the lookout for Molly and the Big Comfy Couch, but I very seldom find it anymore. But this was a wooden puzzle. It sold for $29.99 on auction. And then VHS. This was a set of 6 VHS featuring the Big Comfy Couch, $49.57. I've had these a couple of times. They're kind of cute or ugly in a cute way, cute in an ugly way. But these are the dust bunnies that went to this series, Fuzzy and Wuzzy. Positive feedback was left. These 2 plush sold for $79.99. And then this is the actual Big Comfy Couch. I don't know if I would have recognized it until I started doing more research on this. I think somebody made a post maybe in Bolo Buddies group about this, but I don't think I would have known what it was until I had seen that post and then been doing more research. This couch sold for $85 with positive feedback. Now these are the two main characters. This is Molly and Lunette. These are the cloth dolls. These two sold for $135. Now there's other dolls that are in varying sizes. I just went ahead and picked a couple of the examples, but this one, that's a really good price. I think the condition on these were actually pretty good. So yeah, I don't hardly ever find Lunette. I'll find Molly way more times than I've ever found Lunette. And then this doll is also Molly, but she's got the vinyl head, arms, and legs. I don't think I've ever found her. Just very, very cute, in really nice condition. She sold for $145. And then the DVD series. Supposedly this is the complete series on DVD. Positive feedback was left, and they sold for $250 for 7 of the DVDs. All right, and then this is like, I think, all of the plush. This is the couch, the 2 dolls, and the dust bunnies. And this entire set sold for $275. So definitely something that if you see any one piece of this or all of them, you know, grab them, grab them. All right, next one. Jim Henson's Dinosaur Train. There for a while I had found quite a bit of this, but I haven't found it probably in the last year or so. It's just something I'm hoping as yard sale season starts up again that maybe I'll start finding more of the dinosaurs and the train sets. There is a series of plush. This was just one of them. This is Buddy the T-Rex, 17 inches by Nanco, which, you know, I don't care for that brand very much, but they do put out a lot of plush, character plush. So Nanco puts out a lot of characters, just a lot. Not always the best quality, but, you know, they do make a lot. And then these, I have never found all of these. I find like 1 or 2, and usually I sell them in my bread and butter range. But these are the Click and Connect cars. I guess this was the complete set of 9. It sold for $49.95. They're little, and they're just, the characters sit in the train and they don't come out. This is an example. Just be looking for the DVDs, especially if you can get them relatively cheap. This is a set of 15, sold for $44.54. Now this, I think I might actually have this set listed for a lot. But this is the Under the Sea Adventure. The tracks are normally orange, and the trains are like greens and yellows and orange. But they're all like clear blue type colors. This set, the tracks and the motorized train, sold for $68.99. And then this is just some of the small figures. There's another figure that goes with this series. I'm going to show you in a second. But these are just the little ones. Just a variety of them. These 11 sold for $69.99. And this is one of the interactive ones. They are larger. He's large, 20 inches. I think I've never had enough of them together at one time, but I think they're supposed to communicate with each other. That's what makes them interactive. So if you have more than one of them, they'll talk to each other. This is Arnie. It says he walks and he stomps. It sold for $71.93. These are some more of the interactive dinosaurs. This says it's Buddy, Boris, Morris, and Tank. I see the green one, which is not green, the orange one, which is Buddy, more often than any of the others. But these 4 together sold for $80. And then this is some of the small figures with some of the trains. It says that there are 9 trains and 14 figures. This entire set sold for $99.99. You know, I've gone up to yard sales before and they just had a cube full of all of these, and you know, they're asking $10 or $20. I have picked them up on more than one occasion in huge lots, just not recently, but definitely keep your eyes out for them. A lot of, like I said, a lot of the normal trains and the cars are these just yellows and greens. There's a purple there, but definitely if you can get the trains and the dinosaurs together, definitely worth it. Now here is some of the tracks with one of the motorized trains. This set sold for $100. The tracks definitely are worth watching out for. Here's just another example of one. This was supposedly an auction. It has 3 train sets and 10 dinosaurs and 16 pieces of track. It sold for $129. I think personally, for those, sometimes you guys ask me, would I have done this? I would have probably split this up into a couple of lots. And then just another example. This is the Dino Track motorized train and some of the figures, and this one sold for $155. So very nice. This is why mine, I have it priced pretty high. I'll just wait for the right buyer. All right, then Caillou. I'm telling you, probably one of the most annoying cartoons, I think, on PBS. But I find him and I buy him whenever I can. I didn't know. I had never seen these cookie cutters. Very cute. A lot of times when I find character type cookie cutters, it's like Sesame Street, maybe Care Bears. I've never found Caillou, but this set of 4 sold for $13.59. Like I said, I'm just trying to show you a variety of things to be watching for at yard sales and thrift stores for different characters. Wait till you see the last group. A dress. I had to show you guys this. This was a little Caillou and Rosie, which is his little sister, denim dress, size 5T, sold for $15. So, you know, when you're out and about, you know, and if you see character that's on clothing, definitely check the comps. Probably can get something like this for like $1 or $2 at a yard sale. Now, I've had these a couple of times. They actually snap together and can be interchangeable if you want them to be. This is Caillou, Rosie, and Gilbert, the dog. I don't remember the name of the bear. I don't know if he has a name. But this set of 4 sold for $18.99. And this is Caillou DVDs. This is 13 of them. It was free shipping. I'm just showing you different examples. These sold for $23. Here's more of the figures. They're probably like 2 to 3 inches tall. This is a set of 12 of them. They sold for $25. This is Gilbert. Definitely Gilbert's one of the plush to be looking for in that series. He's the gray cat. I think I have 2 examples of him. This cat sold for $28. He's 12 inches long. This is just a small Caillou plush with 6 books, and it sold for $28.95. You can tell what I was highlighting to go check Terra Peak. This is Caillou, one of those books that when you push the little buttons, it makes different sounds. Let me see. says batteries are included. That's probably those little button cell batteries. I usually remove them from any toy, but I try to send either the ones that were in the toy, or I do send new batteries. What I do is I take a long snack bag and I put the 3 batteries in it, but I keep them separate, and then I roll it up and then I tie it so none of the batteries are touching. But you can get those batteries on Amazon, and probably Robert has it down in the description for really, really cheap. And I just think it's easier for me to buy them like that and include them with the toys than for some poor parent to have to, you know, at the last minute scramble to try to find them, because they're expensive at like Walmart. But just another one of the different types of things to be looking for. Those books that made lots of noise, right? But this one sold for $32.85. Here's the other Gilbert. I think I have found him like one time. He's 10 inches. He sold for $35. I think I've also found him like in a Duplo, and I did very well with him. I didn't see any of those when I was doing my research. And then this is a large Caillou Plush pillow, 30 inches. He sold for $35 with positive feedback. And then this is just another example of Caillou with his sister Rosie from 2017, $37.95. And then here's another just lot of 25 of the Caillou figures. They didn't quite spell it right, but it sold for $44.99. This is a 13-inch Rosie plush from 2001. She sold for $49.99 with positive feedback. And then this was Caillou. He's got the vinyl arms, legs, and head. He did come with his original box, but he is used. He sold for $60. And then this treehouse. I've had this treehouse one time. I think it was incomplete, but I know I didn't sell it for this much. You know, a lot of times now, if you find something like this and it's incomplete, it's probably to your benefit to part it out. You know, sell the individual pieces or in small lots. It does say that this is complete, and it sold for $125, but it was free shipping, so I'm not quite sure how much the shipping would be on it. Y'all, the biggest sold item for Caillou is this promotional copy of a Caillou VHS. It sold for $139.99. Definitely would be looking for VHS on Caillou, right? All right, and then the last character is Wishbone. I remember reading those books. They're from the 90s, but I think probably while I was going to college to be a teacher, we did a lot of literature. And I loved reading kids' literature, so I probably spent more time reading that than I needed to. Once I get hooked on a book series, I like to read a bunch of them. But this was a 3-ring binder. So just another thing to be keeping in mind when you're at yard sales and thrift stores. If you see something that's some of these older characters, definitely check it out. This sold for $15. And a bookmark, $17.99. This one's got a lot of interesting stuff in it. Like this. This is the kids' meal bag from Dairy Queen featuring Wishbone, and it sold for $25. All right. Equity Toys. I know that brand from Scooby-Doo. A lot of the nicer Scooby-Doo figures are Equity Toys. Well, this is Wishbone from that brand. It says it's 12 inches. from 1996. It sold for $32. Now, there were lots of different plush, and some of the plush featured him in the different characters that he was in the videos and the books. But I just wanted to pick a couple of them to share with you. But definitely, I think usually he has like a collar on that says Wishbone. That's one of the ways you can look for him or identify him. And sometimes the tags would tell you that he's Wishbone. Here is a VHS. Just one of them, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, sold for $33.49. Sheets. This is a sheet set with a pillowcase and a flat sheet. Wishbone dressed up as Robin Hood from the 90s, sold for $49.99. This one had such odd stuff. This is a 15-inch floppy Wishbone dog. It sold for $60 with positive feedback. And then this was a lot of 29 that included books and DVDs, and it sold for $64.99. This was just one single DVD, supposedly rare, from 2011, sold for $69.99. Now, there were some sealed copies of this that sold for a lot more. Two more. This is another one of the equity dogs. So you can just tell it's such a nice quality. It almost looks lifelike in this one. This is Wishbone dressed as a Roman soldier. It sold for $99.99. But the best, very different, was there were actually two shirts that sold. This is just a long sleeve t-shirt made in the USA featuring Wishbone. Sold for $120. And then there was another one that just I think had like the logo design that sold for $95. Definitely, I'm gonna have to do better about looking for characters on clothing. Not something I think about doing. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I still have a few more characters for PBS that I'm gonna probably include in the next video, and then I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do next. Maybe I'll go back to plush brands for a little bit. But I'm enjoying this. And it actually makes me excited to get ready to go out to yard sales this weekend. Because I'm like, all right, am I going to be able to find any of this? And definitely if you guys go out, I love when somebody sends me a message. I watched your video and I went out to a yard sale and I found this. That's just, you know, that's what this is about. You know, educating all of us on things to be looking for, that we can, you know, buy cheap and flip for a profit, right? All right, just gotta get to work. This is my third video. My throat is not doing well with all this talking. All right, bye.